probably puts that almost last for me. Whereas
Yeah.
as an INTP, you guys, I don't know, you're going to have to tell me how you feel about that.
Well, you can see there that this is one of the errors where we notice this because we know the limits of reason, where he's got to that place because of the way he's configured things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, if we're using just the factors of word usage and tool usage, and we're saying that SJs are the opposite, then logically, all NTs must be okay at diplomacy.
I can be very blunt.
Yeah.
When Ben and I are talking, just a couple times we've had like little road bumps in a communication because we've got the identity relationship where both of our FETI axes are like interpreting things differently. And like, I think Ben and I are both slightly self-conscious about whether the conversation was okay, whether it was actually enjoyed by the other person, and accommodating for these things. So I'd say the diplomacy matters to us because it makes our life easier. It makes things smoother, but not that we're always the best at it. I can be quite blunt, but I'd say that I like to pick my battles when it comes to other people. Ben, you look like you have something to say.
I was just thinking about the way Keirsey thinks of diplomacy in terms of mentoring and mediator. If we think of INTJ as an advisor role, or like Henry Kissinger, I think Henry Kissinger might have been INTJ-like. He was the national security advisor for President Nixon. So maybe they can do the diplomatic roles, but they still do it in a way that's a little bit greasy. I shouldn't say that. You know what I mean? It's like they give advice on a different level. So it's like they will give advice on relationships on a sort of tactical, on a strategic. Well, if you offer him this and that, and then you can a little bit like an example, Haley, would be. Oh, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you know what happened to him. Not that anything did happen to him. Nothing happened to him. Littlefinger in Game of Thrones. INTJ-like, I would say.
No, I'm sorry.
You don't think Littlefinger's INTJ?
No, I don't remember that certain instance, or even if I've seen that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just that the way he's tried to, like, offer people and advise people, but they do it in an INTJ-ish way. So we were trying to reframe here. We'll cover up for Keirsey, because there's just a little fault every now and then, because none of these systems are perfect. But and this is obviously a case where functions are coming in, such as FE break in the case of NITX, and FI break in the case of NETX. Oh, what have I got here? There's something else there. Okay. Yeah, you see, identify with others and talk in a diplomatic way. Yeah, identifying with others is going to be a big problem for ENTP and INTJ. Yeah. Right. As for so you can see how he's got at that place though by thinking deductively. So we've always got to, and you can see here that the reason why that's happened is that although that's logical from his premises, the other factor has not come into that reasoning, and those other factors are the functions. And you get a similar thing when you have functional profiles and they don't account for temperament. So these other factors that come in and modify things. But I think that some INTJs can be good advisors, but identifying with others, nah. As for tactics, rational share with artisans a utilitarian way of selecting and using tools